course. So I'm Andreea Goldschmidt. I'm from Romania. As you know, Romania is in Europe, and I teach English in a public school. I have been teaching for 8 years now. I don't know what else to say. I'm working in projects, international projects with students and teachers from all over Europe and also from other countries outside of Europe. And I have taken my students outside their country in different mobilities to meet other students, and it was great for them. I have a presentation.
Yes. Can I ask a question, ma'am?
Of course.
What is the Romania most famous food?
So
ma'am.
something about food, right? I have something here. Let me show you. So the most famous food, maybe you can see it, it's called sarmale and mămăligă. It's something with, corn. It's made of corn. This yellow thing right here is made of corn. And it's just made with water and boiled. And the other part, which is brown, let's say, it's cabbage. So we cook cabbage, and in the leaves of the cabbage, we put some meat, and we roll them. And that's how we cook them and eat them for Christmas, especially.
Okay, thank you. Next.
And we have,
yes, please.
let me show you something else. We have this, it's called pufulet, and it's something that children usually eat. It's also made of corn, and it's salty, and it's a bit crunchy, And this is something pretty strange for other people, but it's called Olivine, and it's a special cake that we make when someone dies. It's something to remember people when they are dead. And this is called Papanash, and it's something sweet with, donuts. And we put cream and jam on them. And this is something traditional in Romania, a dessert. And that's it. Another question.
Yes, thank you so much for presenting so many delicious food items. On looking them, my mouth is watering.
Okay.
Mamata, over to you.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
This is Mamata, a sixth grader. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Of course you can.
Does Romania have good education?
Okay, this was a tricky question for me because I need more, it has changed. Many things have changed in our education system in the last 10 years. And we are now more digitalized. We use a lot of digital books, and students use tablets and smartphones in their education. We also have, we don't use anymore the blackboard. We have a whiteboard, and we, project different materials on it. And also we have really smart students that go to a top university around the world. They become scientists and doctors and then engineers. So this is a proof that our education system is good.
Okay, thank you. It sounds that your education system is a competitive. And for the Finland, the leading education system in the world.
Yeah, we want to become better, but we try.
So who can ask the next question? Sai Surya?
Sir.
Yes, Jagadish?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Jagadish. I am studying 8th grade at Z.P.H.S Ilavaram. Can I ask you a question, ma'am?
Hello, yes, of course.
What qualifications are required to become a teacher in your country?
Okay. I will show you. So, if you want to become a teacher in Romania, it depends on what level you want to teach. So if you are going to teach for primary students, you only need a pedagogical high school. But if you want to teach for, let's say, a secondary level, for students like you, older students, you need to go to university. And if you want to teach for high school, you have to have a master's degree. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
My pleasure.
Radhika?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
What is the education system like in your country?
Okay, so some details about my education system. So we have public schools and private schools in our country, and children start their education at around 3 years old. They go to kindergarten and they stay there until they are 6 years old, and they start primary classes, and this happens when they are around 6, maybe 7 years old, and the primary classes last until 11 years old, and we have 4 classes in the primary system: preparatory class, first grade, second, third, and fourth grade. And then we have the secondary classes. Students usually are 12 and they finish around 15 years old. We have 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders then. Then is high school. You get to high school when you are around 15 years old, and you finish high school around 18 or 19 years old. And you are then in the 12th grade, and then you can go to university. And you study, if you want a bachelor's degree, you study for 3 years, and 2 more years if you want a master's degree. And of course, if you want to study more, you go to doctorate classes, and they last more, from 3 to 6 years. And I didn't write this here, but education in Romania is mandatory until the 10th grade. So this is mandatory by law. From 10th grade, you can quit, but it's not a good idea.
Okay, thank you. Nandini, over to you.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. This is Nandini, an 8th grader. Would you allow me to ask you a question?
Of course, hello.
What is school day like in your country?
Okay. What a school day is like in Romania. So, I don't know about you, but in Romania, students study in shifts. Some study in the morning and some study in the afternoon, because we don't have enough room in our schools. There is not enough space for the classes. So primary classes always study in the morning. So students go to school at 8. They start school at 8 and finish around 11 or 12. And as in number of classes per week, they have between 16 and 18. For students in the secondary classes, they start at 12, usually at 12, so they study in the afternoon and finish in the evening at 6 or 7. And they have more classes than the primary classes. They have between 28 and 33 in a week. And students in high school study even more. So they spend around 30 or 35 hours at school. And they study in the morning or in the afternoon, depending on how big the high school is.
Thank you. Sai Nagasri?
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. I am Agasri. I am an 8th grader. Now I would like to pose you a question. Could you please
show us your textbooks and could you please explain a bit about them?
Okay. So, as I said, in Romania, we have both paper textbooks and also digital textbooks. And we have English. I mean, I just focused on English classes because I teach English. And our textbooks are divided in L1 and L2 according to the first foreign language studied by students. So if you start studying English, let's say, in the first grade, you have to be in the L1. You use the L1 textbook. But if you start studying English in the 5th grade, then you are in L2. Okay, it's not your first foreign language. So
Thank you.
I have divided this into L1 textbooks for English, and I have chosen 3 of them. And we can look at one of them. It's a digital. Now, is it okay? Can you
Yes,
see it?
yes, yes, yes.
So this is a digital textbook for the 5th grade, and it's the first language they study. So this is the content. It's focused on vocabulary. Let me tell you that we changed textbooks because our curriculum changed. We are now focused on skills, on speaking, writing, reading, listening. So these are more important than grammar, let's say, for us right now. So this is these are some activities from the beginning of the 5th grade, and you can listen. You can press here and listen for the audio text. This is really nice, and it helps students a lot. And you can also listen here. You can press the button.
1,
Mhm.
338,
Maybe you can hear the textbook, and you have to complete, and you can write, different things right here, and you can check your answers. I think this is really helpful for students. And that's it. Like this, audio text, speaking, writing, and less grammar than usual. Okay. Let me show you another one. For, let's say, L2, 7. Can you see this one? Yes, so this is for so L2 means that students first studied French and then English at school, okay? And let's see, some activities. So you have text and then some questions about the text. Pretty much that's it. Like if you know Cambridge or Oxford textbooks, they are similar, the same structure. If you have any more question on this about textbooks.
Yes, I have a question. And who actually prepares, who designs this textbook? Do you take the collaboration of the university press like Cambridge and Oxford, or do the teachers in your country develop these textbooks? So what sort of management?
So it's a collaboration because teachers, who know what happens in a classroom, usually go and are selected. It's a process. They are selected to write in for the text. But of course, big publishers like Oxford and Cambridge and University Press, they publish these books, but with the Romanian help. And also the Ministry of Education is involved in this process because it pays for the whole thing.
Right.
So,
yes. How often does the Romanian government change this curriculum or the subjects?
Yes, this is also a tricky question because our curriculum changed in 2017. As I said, it changed for uh, being also the students prepared for their skills, not for the grammar. So this changed, especially for English, foreign languages, in 2017, and the whole textbooks changed then. But in 2022, some textbooks changed again. I don't know what happened because they were okay, pretty okay for, they were in line with the curriculum, but the Ministry of Education said they were not really good, so they changed again.
So that means they keep changing the English only or other subjects as well?
No, other subjects, but not all of them. And I don't know what happens there because not every subject is changing, just English and a few more. But I don't know, for me, I don't use only textbooks and digital books at school because I search on the internet on different websites and use different materials. So for me, the textbook is not really the main source of, the main tool. I can use anything I want in my class.
Do you have any instructions from the headmaster or the head teacher of your institution to complete the syllabus in keeping the examinations in mind, or do you take your own liberty to teach your students?
Now I have to follow the curriculum first of all, and then we have some exams, national exams every year. The second graders, the fourth and the sixth graders have to sit some exams. They don't really have to pass them. They are not with grades, but we need to see their level. And in the sixth grade, they are tested for English also. So I have to be very careful to focus on this skill because the test is about skill and how to understand the written text, how to write the text in English, and that's pretty much.
So that means you prioritize the basics at the grade of 6 rather than completion of the syllabus. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that means are the students in your class supervised by the head teacher or any other official, whether you have made them skillful in your subject English?
No, not really. We have from time to time, some special inspections, let's say, from the inspectorate, it's the upper level above our headmaster, but we don't really have some, special control.
Can understand. Now, one more student is going to ask. Tedipi, over to you.
Yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. This is
Hello.
Teripia, a 7th grader. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
What languages do Romanians learn in school?
Okay. So, as most Europeans, Romanians study more than one language, foreign language at school. We usually start with English. It's the main language we study, but we also study French, and German is also very common in Romania, Spanish and Italian, and also Chinese. But these three are most important: English, French, and German. These are the main foreign languages.
Thank you.
Is there, sir?
Yes, Lohita, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Lohita Girija. I am a 9th grader. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Hello, yes, of course.
Who design textbooks in your country? How often do they change them?
Okay, so I told already your teacher. So the Ministry of Education uh, starts the process of changing the textbooks and designing them. But there is a teamwork because the Ministry of Education asks for teachers and different publishers and experts in education to think about what is best for the students, what activities are best for them, and what should be or not in a textbook. So there is a special team that designs the textbooks, and then there is a public let's say survey, and teachers and parents and students are asked to say their opinion about these textbooks, and then they are published. And as for the change, we have recently changed some of the textbooks in 2022, last year, but also in 2017 we have changed them. So let's see how long will it last.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Sindhu. I am in sixth grader. I would like to ask a question, ma'am.
Yes, hello.
What is Romanian culture known for?
Okay, I was expecting this one because I like this question. I like to talk about my country and what is good and what is beautiful and special about it. So maybe you know that every country is special and different because of its tradition and about its places. Every country is different, has beautiful places, but not everybody knows about them. So I have chosen some uh, places and some traditions and some famous people to show you. So for famous people, maybe you have heard about Count Dracula, the vampire. Maybe. Have you? Do you know it?
No.
So this is Count Dracula, and the story is actually a story. So it's not really true. This on the right, with the red hat, was a ruler in Romania many years ago, hundreds of years ago. And he was really strict, and he punished people that were not really, good, and they were thieves, and they killed other people. So he punished them really hard. So some other people invented a story that he was a vampire and that he liked to punish people in this way, but it's not true. Okay, so another thing about Romania that is famous for is the Palace of Parliament, which is in our capital city, Bucharest. And it's so big that you can see it from everywhere. It's really, really big. It has hundreds of rooms in it. It has a big chandelier. It was the house where the former president during the communist period lived, and it's now used for different conferences and meetings. Something official. Nobody lives there actually. It's not the home of the president or something like that. So it's just used for visits from different people around the world. Another famous person from Romania is Simona Halep. She's a tennis player. Maybe you have heard that she was number one. Maybe she is, I don't know, because she has a period when now she's not playing anymore. She has some problems, some injuries. So she is around 40 years old, so she is really good at tennis and she is playing. And another famous sportswoman was Nadia Comaneci. She was a gymnast and she got the first 10 in the history of sports. for gymnastics. So nobody gave a 10 before. She was the first one to get it. And another beautiful place in Romania is Bran Castle, which is in Brașov. It's pretty close to where I live. And this is the home of Dracula, as the story says. So this is where he lives. And another castle, which is really, really beautiful, is Peles Castle. And this is in Sinaia, also really close from me. This was the home of our king. We had a king a few years ago. Now we have a president. So the king lived here with his family, and it was the first electrified building in Romania. It was the first building to have electricity. So it was really, really important. And we have some traditions here. I wrote about two special Romanian traditions. You don't find them anywhere else in the world. We have Dragobete, which is similar to Valentine's Day, you know, the famous love holiday, but it's on the 24th of February, and it was usually initially about the coming of spring. You know, when plants started to become green again, they started blooming, and the first signs of spring came. They said that Dragobete, which was a man, come on earth. And the second special tradition is Mărțișor, which is today. So this is a special day for us, because women receive this symbol, this one in the middle. It has a thread with white and red. And we wear this symbol from today until the 8th of March, when it's Women's Day. And when 8th of March comes, we put this thread in trees, because the trees start to bloom and the spring is coming. So it's a symbol of spring. This is a symbol of spring. And another special tradition in Romania is called Plugușorul. It's a special carol on Christmas. So men and boys go and sing this carol. They usually have a cart and a Christmas tree with them and some special musical instruments, and they wear traditional Romanian clothes, and they go and sing, and they make a lot of sound. This is special about it. The better, the noisier. So that's and they go around the villages. It's not usual to see this in the cities, but in the villages, people still respect traditions. And that's pretty much. We have a lot of traditions, but we will stay here all day if I start talking about them. So if you have any more questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Andrea, for your wonderful presentations. I think you took a lot of time to collect these pictures and this information. Thank you once again for your wonderful presentation. We really felt like as if we are in Romania.
I'm really
so
happy.
We were so thrilled by your presentation. Thank you.